Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn about a very interesting chapter, that is life processes in living organisms of Standard 9. Science and Technology 2 Maharashtra Board. This is the part 1 of this chapter. It is very important part, so watch complete video carefully. Student, if till now you have not subscribed my channel, then please subscribe and press on the bell icon for further notification. So let's start. So here we have studied how digested food or oxygen inhaled by lungs is transported to every cell of the human body. The farmer also tries to transport the water from wells or dams through the main channel to every plant. The food absorbed by the digestive system is converted into energy. This energy and oxygen are both transported via blood throughout the body. So here we are going to study about the transportation. So first, transportation in plants. Here you can see the diagram. Okay, in this diagram the root of plants absorb this substance from the soil and transport them. So here the colorful water, here the water have taken which mix with the eosin solution, and this colored are transported into the each and every plant parts of the plant through this root. Okay, and from the tissue which is present in this plant. So there are specific type of tissues to perform this function. These two tissues are known as xylem and phloem. So here the xylem conduct the water whereas phloem conduct the food, and this both the tissue transferred this water and food each and every cell of the plant, so called as conductive tissue in the plant. All parts of the plant are connected with this conducting tissue. Next, root pressure. So cells are in contact with water and minerals in the soil. Water and mineral enter the cell on the root surface due to difference in concentration. Difference in concentration means somewhere the concentration less and somewhere concentration of water, minerals is high. And due to this difference, these cells become turgid. This turgid cell exert the pressure on the adjacent cell, and this is called root pressure. In the diagram you can see here the root cell under the effect of pressure. Okay, here this section of root has shown here. So here these are the xylem tissue. Okay, here the cortex, and this is what soil particle around the root. This is the part of the root. This soil particle also exert the pressure on the root, and this hair-like part is absorbing water and minerals from this channel, and due to the pressure exerted by this, it went or it comes in the xylem. Okay, so water and mineral reach the xylem of the root and reduce these differences in concentration. They are continuously pushed forward. As a result of this continuous movement, a water column is formed, which is continuously pushed ahead. This pressure is sufficient to lift the water up in shrubs, small plants, and small trees. Now, next is the transpiration pool. Transpiration pool, in this diagram you can see the plant gives out the water in the form of vapor through the stomata on their leaves. So here the section of this small section of this leaf has shown diagrammatically shown here. So here with the water vapor and carbon dioxide, the waste material are generated in the plant. So stomata means what? Here on the leaf, some openings are there. Okay, and this opening is called as stomata. Here, the stomata leave this water vapor and carbon dioxide through it. So these cells control the opening and closing of stomata. Which cell here? You can see the guard cell. Okay, both sides the guard cells are there, and this control the opening and closing the stomata. Transpiration occurs through the stomata. Water is released into the atmosphere by leaves through the process of evaporation. As a result, water level in the epidermal layer of the leaf decreases. Water is brought up to the leaves through the xylem so that compensate for the lost water. Then transpiration helps in absorption of water and minerals and distribution in all parts of the plant. So here in the next diagram you can see mineral water are absorbed by the root, and with the help of xylem and phloem they reach each and every part of this plant. So transpiration helps in absorption of water and minerals and distribution of to all parts of the plant, whereas root pressure perform the important role of pushing the water up during the night time. Okay. Next is transportation of food and other substances in plant. The food production in leaves is transported to each cell in the plant body. Excess food except amino acid is stored in root, fruits and seed. This process is called translocation of material. So it is carried out in both the upward and downward direction because it have to reach from the leaves to each and every part of the plant. Okay. Then by the phloem it takes place. Translocation of material is not a simple physical process. It required energy, and this energy is obtained from ATP molecule, adenine triphosphate molecule. Whenever food material like sucrose is transported toward a part of plant via phloem with the help of ATP, the water concentration decrease in that part. As a result, water enters cell by the process of diffusion. Okay, and the pressure on the cell wall increases due to the increase in cellular content. Due to the increased pressure, food is pushed into the neighboring cell where the pressure is low. This process helps the phloem to transport the material as per the need of the plant. During flowering season, the sugar stored in the roots or stem is transported toward the floral buds. Floral means flower buds to make them open and blossom. So in this way, the all movement is controlled in this way. Then next is the excretion. Now what is meant by excretion? So excretion means the removal of waste or harmful substance from the body. It's called as excretion. Many harmful and waste substances like urea, uric acid, ammonia, etc. are produced in living organisms. If these substances accumulated in the body or are retained in the body for long, it can lead to a serious harm or even death. Hence, it is necessary to remove such a harmful waste substance from the body. So, different organisms have different methods of doing this. Removal of waste or harmful substances from the body is called excretion. In unicellular organism, waste material are directly eliminated across the cell surface, whereas the process of excretion in the multicellular organism is complex. So in unicellular is the simple, and in multicellular this process is little bit complex or complicated. Now here excretion in plants. Okay, so excretion is the simpler process in the plant than in animal. There is no special organ or system for excretion in plants. So gaseous substances are given out by diffusion. Most of the waste substance of plant are stored in a vacuoles of leaf cell. So vacuole part is a cell organelle in the cell, and that you have studied in previous chapter. After some time, this part fall off. So which part? Where, like in leaves. Okay, here you can see in this diagram, the leaves are fall off. Okay, because the waste materials come and stored in the leaf, and they start to be dried due to this harmful substance, and they fall off. Here, after some other waste material are stored in old and worn xylem in the form of resins and gum. So in next diagram you can see here gum and here resins. So some waste material are also given out through the root into the surrounding soil. So here latex. Okay, this latex are used for making rubber. So this waste material is also useful for mankind. Now excretion in human being. There are different organ systems in the human body to bring about the different life processes, such as the digestive system for digestion of food, respiratory system for respiration, etc. The process of digestion leading to the energy production is an important process of our body. Various waste material are formed during this process. Removal of this waste from the body is very important, and it is excretory system that carries out this function. The human excretory system consists of pair of kidneys. Okay, in diagram you can see these are the bean-like structure is what? Pair of kidneys or pair of uterus which run from the kidney toward the urinary bladder. Okay, this is the urinary bladder and the urethra. So urine is stored by the kidney by separating the waste and unwanted excess substance from the blood. Now, here the diagram, the two bean-shaped kidney are situated one on either side of the vertebral column on the posterior side of the abdomen. The functional unit of the kidney that perform the basic function of filtration is called a nephron. So next diagram we will see the nephron. So this nephron is present here in the each kidney. Okay, this brown part is there where all many nephrons are present. So each nephron has cup-like thin walled upper part called Bowman's capsule. Okay, so this is what? A Bowman's capsule here. This cup-like structure is the Bowman's capsule. The network of capillaries in it is called as a glomerulus. So inside all the small capillaries present called glomerulus. The urea produced in the liver comes into the blood. When the urea containing blood comes into glomerulus, it is filtered through the capillaries, and urea and other similar substances are separated from it. Here, water molecule and small molecules of some other substances can cross the semi-permeable membrane of Bowman's capsule. The solution accumulated in the cavity of Bowman's capsule pass into the tubular part of the nephron. Okay, so this can be passed through the tubular part of this nephron. Here, molecules of water and some other useful substances are reabsorbed into the blood. Urine is formed from the remaining solution, which is full of waste material. The urine is carried by the ureters and stored in the urinary bladder. So, this comes from this collecting duct and stored into the ureters. Okay. In the previous diagram, you can see this is the ureters. Okay. Then, afterward, urine is given out through the urethra. The urinary bladder is muscular and it is under the control of nerves. Hence, we are able to keep a control on urination. Though The kidney are the main organ of excretion in human being. Skin and lung also helps in the process of excretion. The right kidney is in a slightly lower position than you can see here. This is the right kidney which is lower than the left kidney. The approximately 5 liters of blood which is present in a normal healthy person body is filtered by the kidney about 400 times every day. Thus, every day the kidney filtered about 119 liters of blood, from which about 1 to 1.9 liters of urine is formed. The remaining liquid is reabsorbed. Your actual structure of kidney as shown, which consisting renal artery, renal vein, renal pyramid, renal capsule, cortex which is present around, renal calyx. Okay, these are what? Yellow part is the renal calyx and ureters. So this is about the excretory system in the human being. In the next, in case suppose the insufficient efficiency of kidney can be adversely affected by injury, infection or decreased blood supply. In case this happens, so an excess of toxic substance accumulates in the body and it can lead to the death. If kidney fail, nitrogenous waste are separated from the blood with the help of man-made machine. The process of separating the nitrogenous waste from blood with the help of this machine is called dialysis. Okay. So suppose our blood is not filtered properly in the body, means naturally, then the artificial method of making the blood purify or filtered with the help of this machine and called as dialysis. So the process of separating the nitrogenous waste from the blood with the help of this machine is called dialysis. About 500 ml of blood is sent at a time through this machine, and purified blood is reinfused into the body of the patient. Okay. Then here we will finish the lesson. Thank you. So, thank you for watching this video. If you have really liked my video, then press on the like button. If you have any question regarding the lesson, tell me in the comment box. Also share this video with your friends. We will meet in the next video. Till then, bye bye.